What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode. Having some technical difficulties with my mic, so I'm using the mic of the camera for now, so hopefully you guys can still hear me all right. Bear with me. Anyway, today I wanted to make an episode about Seeking Alpha. Now, this is the open source kind of social network where you can blog about your investment ideas, people can follow you, and it's a network I've been using for 6 or 7 years. I used to love it. It's sort of how I got my start blogging about stocks, so in many ways, I owe a lot to Seeking Alpha, and that's part of the reason I wanted to make this video, because I've stopped blogging for the platform. I think the quality is declining of Seeking Alpha as a whole. They're losing relevance, and it's really frustrating because I think they have so much potential. So I'm making this episode to tell you guys why I'm so frustrated with Seeking Alpha, and then at the end of the episode, I'm going to lay out my ideas to fix Seeking Alpha. Let's just get right into it. The main reason I had this idea to make this episode about a week ago was because I was blogging about Netflix in 2028. This is a video I put out on the channel, which I think is epic, details my financial projections for Netflix for the next 10 years, all their business strategies. Just an awesome article and contribution to the Seeking Alpha community, potentially. But blogging in my article, like 3 times this happened to me, where their cloud kind of new revamped platform where I can blog and it saves my drafts, wasn't saving my drafts. So basically, I wrote the article, just wrote the headline, a couple bullets, then the next day did a whole bunch of the meat of the article, probably spent an hour or 2 just working on it, then stopped, went on to make a video. The next day, I go to the library and try and pull up my Seeking Alpha account to keep working on my Netflix article, didn't save any of the changes. In the library, I rewrite basically all the stuff I had written the day previously, then the software platform is having all these bugs, being able to save my draft, so I had to port it to a Google Doc to be able to save it, and it still won't save my draft to this day. So literally, I cannot publish an article on Seeking Alpha because their cloud-based platform sucks. Now, this is just one example of how their software from a writer-contributor perspective has just fallen off and literally is unusable. Like, I'm trying to write a blog post, but I literally can't save it or submit it because there's some error that never gets fixed and it's happening repeatedly. So it's kind of a waste of my time to write an article and then have it deleted and then go rewrite it and have it deleted and never be able to publish. Like, sorry, I've wasted enough of my time. I just dropped that article. I'm not even writing it. That's just one frustration. But in a broader sense, I've been writing less and less for Seeking Alpha because they've been censoring my ideas more and more. Now, it's supposed to be this open platform where anybody can contribute their idea, but the editors, I don't know if they think they're working for the New York Times or the Washington Post, are really curating this, and they have vetoed some of my best ideas. Every time I have a crazy moonshot prediction, the better idea I think it is, the more likely they shut it down because it's too crazy. Let me look like an idiot if I'm wrong and I look crazy. And beyond that, they're censoring things with a massive short Tesla bias. They are super favorable to these authors who are short Tesla. We're going to get into an example of this soon. But first of all, I want to give you guys examples of them censoring me. I wrote an article that was called Tesla Model 3 will be the iPhone of cars in May. This was to accompany a video I made in May that you can check out on my channel. I think it's awesome. It has all this deep analysis of why I think the Model 3 is comparable to what the iPhone did in the phone industry. And anyway, I thought this was an awesome article idea, and I've been comparing Apple to Tesla since 2012 when I published that Tesla was the Apple of the auto world and was ripe for the picking when the stock was at $29 per share in the value investing letter. I've been blogging on Seeking Alpha since 2012 about Tesla and how I'm bullish on the company. I've been doing this, and now when I have my best analogy, best article, they deny it and censor it and say this is a sensationalist headline. Model 3 is not the iPhone of cars. I sent them a huge email detailing all the points why I think my metaphor is valid, denied. Then, 2 months later, at the RANT conference, one of the most prestigious conferences on Wall Street, all these fancy bigwigs in suits go up and make presentations. Chamath Palihapitiya, I don't know if I'm saying that right, wicked sharp investor. He originally called Amazon at the conference years ago, got that right on the head. He's a Facebook exec, now runs a VC company. His presentation is Tesla. They're the Apple of the auto world. The Model 3 will be like the iPhone. And that's literally the news alert that Seeking Alpha decides to blast to all its readers. Okay, so you literally just censored me with the same headline 3 months before. Imagine how good Seeking Alpha could look if they had published that and said, look, hey, the thing that's making the biggest splash in the financial media was actually published by one of our contributors in even more detail 3 months ahead of time. So I could be making them look good. Another one, about a month or 2 ago, I put out an episode about why I think Tesla should launch an AI like Alexa for its cars, control everything in the cars with voice. I think this is huge potential and an exciting Moonshot Monday. Denied. So I said, screw you, Seeking Alpha. Sent it to my homies at EV Annex, who published the article. It was then picked up by Inside EVs, another kind of internet blog about electric vehicles that's pretty reputable. And people loved the article. It was awesome content that Seeking Alpha didn't get any traction or credit for because they just denied it. These are just a couple micro examples of them censoring me, but this is why I stopped writing for Seeking Alpha, because there's a 50-50 chance, if not higher, they'll just deny my article. So what's the point in putting all this time into it if you guys are going to deny it? And usually it makes no, like, I don't get why they deny it. And their whole thing about denying my Tesla launches in AI was like, there's no evidence that voice commands will be able to control the bulk of things in Model 3. And I was like, actually, that's just 100% false. Go to their website. It says it can, almost anything can be voice controlled. And then now, like, weeks and weeks after that, Elon Musk tweets that eventually all functionality for the Model 3 will be in voice. So it's like, okay, I guess I'm just way too ahead of the curve for Seeking Alpha to know what the hell's going on, but it just kills me that my best content and ideas that could be making them look good, they deny. This is something I've talked to a bunch of my peers about. They've had the same experience with Seeking Alpha censoring them, especially with bullish Tesla articles. This brings me to my next point, just a toxic analysis of Tesla going on. Their favorite articles to publish are by short sellers of Tesla who will profit if the stock goes down. They're structurally incentivized to spin every piece of Tesla news negatively. And the amount of the press that they have written here, like this article that I'm checking out by Paulo Santos about Elon Musk's new stock compensation package. This is the title. Tesla, Elon Musk's compensation implies massively lower profitability. A crazy headline. It's like, no, it doesn't. They've never implied any future profitability. And I don't want to get into the details of this article and why it's wrong, but the gist of it is he's saying like, oh, look at these EBITDA targets. They're only targeting an EBITDA margin of 8% in Elon's compensation package. This stretch goal is way worse than the 20% EBITDA margins they should be hitting to justify their valuation. Therefore, this is absurd. They've lowered their standard. Everybody's cheering this, but really it's bullshit because they're lowering what their future profitability is going to be. It's like, no, how are you twisting this like that? It's not a stretch goal at all. These are the minimum requirements for Elon Musk to get his tranches of stock options issued to him. They're the minimum, not the stretch. This is something they want to beat so he can get it issued. But yet his entire argument is structured around why these stretch goals are ridiculous because they won't even be able to hit the stretch goals, and these stretch goals won't even justify the valuation, but they're not stretch goals. They're fucking minimums. The entire premise of the article is just logically flawed. And there was another article written by some Maurer guy who said the same thing. Montana Skeptic, the other biggest, most famous Tesla short, literally like echoed this and said like this was a crazy great analysis of like. The other thing is, Paulo Santos implies that Elon Musk is not taking a salary for Tesla as a quick, like, get rich quick scheme because he's actually taking a loan out against his equity in the company. And by taking a loan out against his equity in the company, he avoids paying income taxes. So he's basically accusing Elon Musk of a tax avoidance scheme. And that's the reason he's not getting paid a salary. It's like, Jesus Christ, where do you fucking come up with this shit? It is just, I encourage you guys to read the article. It is a massive load of horse shit. This is the type of articles that Seeking Alpha is pumping out for Tesla. Almost every single one of them is super negative. Trent Edie and Value Analyst are two Seeking Alpha authors I follow that do write about Tesla in a good, rational way. They're awesome, so this isn't aimed at them. I actually think they're holding it down for Seeking Alpha in general to make it look not crazy. But man, it is so clear that the Seeking Alpha editors have this massive bias against Tesla, and specifically with my articles, they hate publishing anything that's bullish on Tesla. First of all, Seeking Alpha, you're alienating potentially the wealthiest, smartest, most tech-savvy, forward-thinking investor class out there, Tesla shareholders, because your platform is bullshit and clearly biased for anyone who can think for 2 seconds. So you're alienating all these really smart young people from using Seeking Alpha. I don't think that's a good idea. B, it's like you shouldn't be deciding what kind of content goes on the platform. You shouldn't be taking a prop stance that you hate Tesla, so you're pumping out that bias in the articles that you publish. Another thing about their platform is they keep adding like little features and tabs, and like if you go to the Seeking Alpha homepage, it is just a mess of like overwhelming amount of features and buttons. And when I tried to load the Seeking Alpha homepage today to take screenshots of this, it literally wouldn't even load, and it would create all these errors and like weird things. These are the screenshots of how fucked up I couldn't even load the homepage of Seeking Alpha. Like, the tech team is just horrible. I don't know how they can't get a normal website going. And then they have this new thing called trending articles, which is I don't know how they pick these, but they almost always have the short Tesla ones at the top. I think there's strong editorial bias in here. It's not clear that there's any data driving the trending articles. It's not really a useful feature at all. So that gets me to done with the hate. I could go on about a million other things I hate about Seeking Alpha these days, but let's get to the fix. How is Seeking Alpha gonna fix this? I think they should scrap what they're doing, stop adding one feature to your platform that already sucks, scrap it, start fresh, do something that is 100% transparent with data and data-based. That's right, I'm talking about something called the Alpha Chain, which is a random idea, blockchain inspired, that I created. You're checking out now. Basically, when you hit Seeking Alpha, there should be a list of the top articles with the most viewed articles in the past 24 hours showing up. It's all data. You can see it transparently. There's an upvoting, thumbs up, thumbs down system, just like YouTube video has. So you can see the ratings of the articles next to it. Just super clean, super simple, super transparent. Like, this would make me check Seeking Alpha so much more. This gives you viral potential as an author. Like, I would be so much more inclined to write if I knew that if it was actually good and it got views, it wasn't up to the Seeking Alpha editors to pick whether it made it to the homepage or not. It was just data-based. Like, I think they need to get transparent. Oh, one more complaint that I didn't get to, which I just have to address though, is the payment system to authors also should be based very transparently on number of views in a very simple manner. They keep like muddling up their payment system more and more. Originally when I joined, it was 1 penny per page view. Love it, simple. Then it was, oh, we're not monetizing mobile well, we can't show ads on mobile, so we'll just give you 35 bucks flat for your mobile for every article, and then you still get a penny a page view for desktop views. This is all right, but it still incentivizes you to optimize for desktop views, which I don't think you want if you're Seeking Alpha because you're trying to pivot to mobile. Makes no sense. Anyway, now they've started showing ads on their mobile app and their mobile site. Are they monetizing and letting authors get a cut of those per page view? Still nope. So I don't understand what's going on there. Then in 2018, they created a new payment system where they're dropping the $35 automatic payment for mobile. If it's a big ticker, so Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, those big companies, you don't get that 35, you still only get a penny per desktop page view, but that penny per desktop page view is multiplied by a quality score, which is determined by what people vote on the article. And the way this quality score is calculated, I still have no idea. I've read into it a bunch of times. It is totally unclear for me. The entire payment system literally keeps getting more and more confusing by the day. I don't know who the fuck is dreaming this shit up. Like, just make it simple. If a penny a page view is too much because you're not monetizing mobile well, then cut it to half a penny a page view. Who gives a shit? Just make it simple. Don't try and beat around the bush and confuse the hell out of me and cut my payment in half. Just cut it in half. Why are you making it so hard? Step back, be a platform, go transparent with data, be the alpha chain, don't censor anything. Okay, if I say the F-bomb a million times in my article and put a picture of like a porno, yeah, censor that. But don't censor my Moonshot Monday idea that Tesla should launch an artificial intelligence assistant, which they're probably gonna do, which would have made you look so smart. Like, I'm trying to help Seeking Alpha out. They should be putting me on. I've been writing bullish articles on Tesla on Seeking Alpha since the stock was at 25 bucks a share. It's gone up like 15 times in the past 5 years since I started blogging about it. They should be highlighting that, saying, look, we have people on Seeking Alpha who are finding Tesla early instead of pushing the negative hate Tesla. This is what it is. I'm incredibly frustrated by Seeking Alpha. I cannot see myself writing for the company ever again unless they personally reach out to me and say that they've addressed all of the things that I brought up, because otherwise there's just no upside to me writing. They're probably not going to even publish my articles. And I will say the smartest thing that Seeking Alpha has done, which I do owe them for, is they partnered with Cheddar, which is the awesome startup that I made a video about. They're going to disrupt CNBC. They're a new tech business, finance channel. They partnered with them to let contributors go onto Cheddar. This is something I got to do 5 times, get interviewed live from the stock exchange, like unbelievable experience. Thank you so much to Seeking Alpha and Cheddar for that. But that's the only good thing you guys do. And even then, like, I don't really get to decide what I pitch them ideas for what I want to talk about. They always make me talk about Tesla, which is fine. But like, I just think they're censoring too much the content that I put there. And then also they just kind of email me to be on Cheddar. Like, that's great for me, but I think they should make it an open competition. Like crowdsourcing, like let people vote for the best article, let people vote for the best author who they want to see on Cheddar. Create engagement. Don't just pick some guy like me behind the scenes because I have over 1,000 followers on Seeking Alpha and I did it before and it's easy. I don't know, and I'll probably never get picked from Seeking Alpha to go on Cheddar again after putting out this video, but I don't care because honestly, my videos on this channel get so much more traffic than my articles on Seeking Alpha that who gives a shit? Like, I I'm out of Seeking Alpha. I'm on YouTube now. And I'm starting my own website where I can blog about shit I want, where the grammar's not gonna be right, where I can drop F-bombs, and where no one can censor me. And I'm launching that soon, hyperchangetv.com, revamped website. So, like, that's also why I'm so frustrated. Like, I wish I could just use Seeking Alpha to blog about stocks, but it sucks so bad that I have to go out and build my own fucking website because it can't handle it. I'm trying to take a step back and say, if I was Seeking Alpha, like, they need people like me on their platform contributing my best content, or otherwise they're going to lose the mind share and the readership that comes with, and I think that is the start of their decline. They need the best freelance people blogging on their platform instead of forcing the best freelance people to build their own website to go around Seeking Alpha, and that's what I'm doing. Damn. All right. I hate to be negative, I hate to be heated, but I feel like I'm just doing this for Seeking Alpha. It's like pulling teeth. It hurts, but you guys gotta hear it, Seeking Alpha, because I hope this is a wake-up call so you fix your platform, go alpha chain, go data transparent, stop fucking censoring, and you guys are going to the moon. This has billion-dollar potential. The platform where people can share their investment analysis and ideas is such an amazing concept that can educate people from all ages, from all walks of life, around the whole planet about investing, and I just think that's so important, and you guys could be that platform. You guys could actually do good for the world. You guys could make 10 times as much money as you're making now if you fulfilled that vision. So do it. Anyway, that's my opinion of Seeking Alpha. That's how I think they could fix it. This is Hyperchange. If you guys have comments, did I go too hard on the hate? Let me know. Peace.